Hello ladies and gentlemen, once again this is Jeremy Smith. About a year ago I brought you guys a setup tutorial about the Sony a7 III and a7R III. I really hope that everyone has really found that video to be helpful. But during that video I mentioned to you guys that the focusing system on Sony cameras can be very complex, and I kind of mentioned that it was a topic all to its own. Today though, I have finally decided to continue on my tutorial video and talk to you guys about the focusing system specifically. Now, as a portrait photographer, the biggest thing about the Sony system is the face detection and the eye detection. Now, I'm not going to get into a comparison in this video, but other camera manufacturers have started adding that ability as well. Sony, though, they still stand out because they've added this ability to do eye detection in video, and they've allowed the eye detection to work with animals and all kinds of crazy things, and it's only going to continue to get better. Today, though, I kind of want to talk about the initial setup of eye autofocus. So if you've had questions about this, stay tuned, and I bet you will find this video very helpful. Okay, so you can have the eye and face detection set up to where they work in one of two ways. You can either have the system turned on to where whenever you halfway press the shutter button or whenever you press the AF on button, it automatically finds an eye or a face and locks onto it. Or you can have it set up to where the eye and face detection is activated with the press of a secondary button. Now, no matter which way you go, I recommend setting your camera to the continuous focus mode. On cameras like the a7 III and a7R III and a7R IV and a9, this can be set up with the C3 button by default. You press that C3 button and you can go between AFS and AFC. There are some fringe cases where it's better to use AFS with this technology, but we're not going to get into that just yet. Long story short, I recommend leaving your camera set to AFC. After you have the camera set to AFC, you can go into your menu under Autofocus, and you can go in and enable the eye and face detection. Now in this menu, there's other things you can set as well. You can actually do things like enable the detection mode. You can change it from animal to human. You can also go in and set a priority to where you can have it basically either focus on the left eye or the right eye. You can even go in and have this sort of like gray frame appear to where it basically always comes on even when the camera is not focusing. So that way you can know when the camera is actually detecting a face. Now, so you don't have to go into that menu setting every single time, I recommend setting all these options up to the function menu. To get the best performance out of this automatic eye and face detection, you also want to change your focus area mode. To do this, you can press the C2 button on your camera. Once you go to C2, you want to select something like the wide focus area mode. And the reason for this is because if you're in something like, say for example, flexible spot, the camera will only detect eyes and faces that are in close proximity to your flexible spot points. If you're in wide though, the camera will detect faces and eyes no matter where they are in the frame, and it allows you to track those eyes and faces across the frame. Now if the camera gets to the point to where it can no longer detect an eye, it will default to a face. If it can't detect a face, it will default to Sony's most basic object tracking mode, which basically entails having all those little multiple green dots on your moving subject. Speaking of Sony's most basic tracking mode, it does work relatively well, but it's not ideal if your subject starts to look away from the camera, because then it kind of has a tendency to lose the face of your subject. It will still track them, but it might move from their head and go down to like their body. And if you're shooting at a wide aperture, that could actually throw your focus off. So the good news is, on the newer Sony cameras, we have Sony's so-called real-time eye autofocus, which allows us even more object tracking modes. In order to enable this, you can go down to one of the lock-on modes. Now, to get things a little bit, to make things even more complicated, you actually can select multiple area modes within the lock-on modes. But to keep things simple for now, I'll just say go ahead and set your lock-on mode AF to the wide mode as well. Once you do this, you'll notice that the system behaves much more differently. It still continues to do face and eye detection. However, the moment it loses the face and eye, it's actually smart enough to know where your subject's face was in the frame. So if someone turns completely opposite the camera, it may not necessarily just drop down to their body. It's going to still keep the focus point on their head because it knows that's where it was focused last. So it focuses a lot more precisely. If you're dealing with a subject that's moving quickly, like for example kids playing or something like that, this is definitely the way to go. Okay, so that's basically how the automatic face and eye detection works, but as I previously mentioned, there's actually two ways you can enable this. The second way of enabling this is to actually have the face and eye detection activate whenever you press a separate button on the camera. Now by default on Sony cameras, the button that you press to activate the face and eye detection is actually the center button. And this works out okay, but I don't personally like this a lot because you actually kind of have to compromise your grip on the camera and kind of reach down for the button. So instead, on cameras like the A7 III series and A9 and so forth, I prefer to set this up to where the face and eye detection is activated with the press of the auto exposure lock button. To change this setting, you just go into your menu and you find your custom control settings, and then you can go in there and quickly remap that button. Once this is set up, you want to go into that autofocus menu that we previously discussed, and you want to make sure that that automatic face detection is turned off. This way, whenever you go in and halfway press your shutter or press your AF on button, the camera will focus just like any other camera. It won't actually try to detect any eyes or faces. Then, I recommend setting your focus area mode to something like the flexible spot. This will enable you to use the focus joystick to set the focus point wherever you want it. So, let's say that you do have a human face in the frame and you don't want to focus on it, you want to focus someplace else, you can just simply move that flexible spot over and focus in that particular area. But if you do want to focus on a face in the frame, you basically press and hold down that auto exposure lock button. And unlike the previous method, even having this flexible spot selected still allows the camera to focus and find an eye or face anywhere in the frame as long as you're pressing down the eye detection button. Because in this method, it works a little bit different. It actually completely overrides the location of the flexible spot. So it doesn't matter if the face is like in close proximity to that point or not. After this, the focus works out, just as it did in the previous mode. The only difference here is you can kind of decide which method you want to focus just by whichever button you choose to press. So if you want to focus like a standard camera, you can move your focus point around, press your AF on button or halfway press, it'll focus in that area. Or if you want to quickly switch over to face and eye detection, you press and hold the button, and then that flexible spot area gets completely overridden and the camera detects the human face in the frame. So it works out very, very well. Anyways, guys, I know this has been kind of a long video and we've gone through a lot of different things. I knew that this whole video would be kind of a tricky video to make because this focusing system is very complex. We can definitely follow up on this video in the future with other videos. Write me in the comments below because those comments kind of tell me what types of videos I need to be making, and it allows me to address any issues that come up and any questions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you'd like to see any of my work and keep up with that, you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at PhotogJ the Great. Until next time, guys, this is Jeremy Smith, signing off.